because practicing is better than just watching. Okay, so when you get started, you'll want to, like it says on the notes, quite often I like to do my hair wet first, okay? Whether that's washing or just getting it wet or whatever. Okay, so I like to do my hair wet generally. That helps me do mine. Some people don't get their hair wet because they have extra massive curl. And so if they get their hair wet, then it doesn't work as well, right? Okay, so that one's kind of up to you whether you get your hair wet or not. Once you get it wet, then you want to start combing it in the correct direction. We will be parting it on the right because that looks best when you do standard when you're putting your head up. Okay, Latin it really doesn't matter. So, but since we do both styles, we're going to part it on the right because it's better for the one. Okay, so I know some of you right now are going, not the right. Too bad. Okay. If you noticed my hair, guys, I usually part it over here and comb it that way. So, sorry. Okay, too bad. That's how we're gonna do it. So, what I do also, so I'll get it wet. I'll start combing in the correct direction. So I'll comb it this way, that way, and then back, kind of. So I have my part. I'm combing it away from the part on the front, and then combing it back from about halfway back of your head. That's where you start going back. Okay. When you get kind of combed in the general direction, then you're going to take gel and you're going to put a massive amount in your palm. And I do mean massive, okay? Some of you have really thick hair and whatnot, the more gel you're going to use, okay? It goes on everything that is not going to be inside your bun. So basically, it's going to be everything that's seen besides the bun. So your top, your sides, underneath your ponytail, around your ears, you know, that type of thing, okay? So you'll spread it around, kind of, and then go back to combing in the general directions until you start getting it smooth. Then I grab it, at that point when it's kind of in the directions I want it, then I'll grab it into a ponytail and keep combing it into a ponytail until I've got it mostly smooth. There's no cracks, there's no scalp showing, you know, and it looks pretty good. Then I'll use my hands to kind of smooth the rest of it down and kind of push it in the general direction if it still doesn't seem like it's quite right, or if the comb hasn't done the best job, whatever. So if you do have cracks or scalp showing, you keep combing, okay? And dark-haired people, it's worse. It's harder to get, unless you have really thick hair. And then thick hair is much easier to do. I don't have thick hair, so I have to comb for a while. Okay? Once you get it to this point where you can put a ponytail holder in it, when it's nice and smooth and ready to go, then put a ponytail holder in, and hopefully that won't give you bumps. Generally, sometimes it will right around your ponytail holder, so then you might need to take out the ponytail holder and try combing some more to get the bumps out. Or if you've tried several times and it just won't stay out, then you can probably use a bobby pin at that point to pin down that unsightly bump, okay? But you do want to try it several times, especially if you're on varsity and we're competing medleys. You need to have a good looking slick and bun, okay? Don't just try one mad dash, crazy fire drill combing and call that good, okay? I had that happen sometimes last year. So, okay, so once you get to this point, here you are, okay? So you're going to have your first ponytail holder in, and that ponytail holder first goes kind of the top of your ears should be about the same height as your ponytail holder. No higher, okay? Last year I had girls with their ponytail holders seriously like way up here on the top of their heads. Their bun was finishing at the top of their ears. So this is not ballet or any other sort of strange do. You want your bun lower, okay? That's where I want it right now anyways, okay? Some of the fads right now is the hornet's nest. So they have this like thing sticking out the top of their head like pointy. At least that's what I call it, is a hornet's nest. Because it looks like a hornet to me. It's like a stinger of a hornet. It's not my favorite view. But right now what we're going to do is just this basic view. And then varsity might get to do some other things if we get to that for medleys. So we'll see. But you need to know how to do the basic view before you can upgrade. Okay? So once you get to this point, back to this, you have your first ponytail holder in, and it's about the same height as the top of your ears, no higher. Okay, good. All right, take your second one, especially if your hair is long like mine. You put it a couple inches down, you wrap it in until it's tight, and then you'll take that hair right here at the top, and you'll spread it. Use your thumbs and pull. Okay, so you're creating like a pocket, and I hope this is looking good because I basically can't see it at this point. Okay, usually I'll do this with 3 mirrors so I can watch what I'm doing. Have the 2 side mirrors so I can see. But hopefully you'll have something like that at home, okay? So that's what helps. Okay, you put another one in. Long hair like me. Okay, get that in. One more. Maybe not. Okay. You do that same thing with the second one, just not quite as much. So you kind of push it up so you kind of create a pocket. Okay. Finally, in my case, my last one. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, I need a trim. Anyways, eventually you'll get there. Okay, this last one, you will not pull it all the way through. Okay, so you have this little kind of loop at the end. Okay, that keeps your little ends stuck in so that they're not sticking outside your bun like a fan or something. Okay, at that point, you'll take that and you'll roll it into your second one. Hopefully it'll stay. Okay, roll it into your next one. Okay, it's wide enough. Roll it into your top one and push it in. Okay? That creates your button. Now that, for me, that's a small one, so I would probably roll that and do that again to make it bigger. Okay, but I'm not going to take the time to do that right this minute because you need to get to it. So then I'll take my first bobby pin and I'll shove it in across the bottom. Because then all of a sudden I can let go. Okay? And you have your hands free. If you stick it in anywhere else, then you don't have your hands free because you'll have to hold one side or the other. Okay? Then I'll take the next bobby pin and I'll shove it in the sides carefully. So I'll grab an edge of the pocket and bobby pin it down. Okay? And trying not to change the shape of the bun. Okay? Because you don't want a lopsided one. You want it kind of a crescent shape or a half moon type of shape. Looks the best. Actually, that's what I want, so that's what we're doing. Okay, hopefully this looks alright. Like I said, you can't see. Okay, you'll pin that in. Generally, if you don't have as much hair, you'll probably need something like between 8 and 10 bobby pins for your first round. If you have a lot of hair, it's going to be more like 20. Okay? You want to put it in until you can shake your head as hard as you can and it doesn't move. And most people will just go. That's not as hard as you can. Okay? You also want to give yourself whiplash without giving yourself whiplash. Because, I mean, when you guys are doing tango or you're doing jive and you're bouncing like crazy or something, you know, whatever dance you're doing, you do not want your hair to come out. That is like one of the biggest, like, faux pas or embarrassing moments when you're on stage. To be the only girl with her hair out. And then you're concentrating on your hair instead of your dancing, which is not going to help, okay? So, at that point, you can tighten the top if you need to by pulling on the one right here. You can tighten it so that you cinch your hair down or feel cinched down. More. Just do some more on the left. Okay, so at that point, you should be able to not have it move and shake it as hard as you can, okay? So, after that, at this point, before I put on my hairnet, which is next, I would actually take the hairspray and spray it. Okay, now right now, for me, I got 100,000 million flyaways. It's because I have a lot of hairs that are only a quarter of an inch long right now. Welcome to life after having a baby. You use a lot of hair. By the way. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. So I might not be able to get my flyaways down, but hopefully you guys will. Okay? Because you probably don't have that excuse. I hope you don't have that. Because if you do, I'm not sure why you're here. You're going to be busy. So, there's, I'm doing, sorry. Okay, so you grab it by, there's 2 knots on a hairnet. Okay? So what I'll do is I'll find the 2 knots, take one of them, and put that knot at the bottom. Okay? So I fit in the knot. Okay, then I'll take it and I'll twist it. Swing one side down and up, and then twist out this hairnet's about on this last leg. One more time, because I can do 3. Some of you only be able to do 2. Some of you only be able to do 5. I don't know. Depends on you and your hair. Now, I believe these were not necessarily required, but I like them myself a lot. Hairpins. If you do not have hairpins, then you can use bobby pins. Hairpins are just easier because they will not change the shape of your bun because they just slide in so easy. Okay. So I'll take a hairpin at this point, grab the hairnet, and slide it in underneath the bun. I'll do that on both sides, and I'll stick probably at least 5 in. This secures the hairnet, makes the bun a little bit tighter, so that it's not, one more thing to keep it from coming out. And then, once again, it just feels so much better. That looks alright. Okay, so that's basically your hair. And at that point, then I check again, because at this point now you can see the bottom of your hair. Okay, and again, you want to spray the back to get those flyaways. Now, if you guys have really short hair in the back, then you're going to want to probably get a bobby pin and stick it in underneath. If you have bangs, then you have to pin those babies, okay? Because they will always come out, whether you have gel hairspray or whatever, they won't stay, okay? Bangs have to be pinned, very much. And some of you will have to pin them maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on how long your bangs are, spots, okay? So, time is it? Okay, we're going to let you guys do hair for about... Okay, so a couple things that we worked with as we did it was that most people need to make a bigger pocket out of their first top, elastic to elastic. You need to have it longer, wider, and more kind of a bowl in there, okay? Some people have maybe too many elastics in, so less elastics might work better. So when you do it, you want to spread it more. Spread it, make it more of a bowl type of pocket. Okay, the second one should look more like that, just smaller. As you roll it up, as you roll the last part in, you want to take your fingers back there and spread it out as you shove the hair in, so that creates your wider crescent type of look, and then pull your hands kind of up, so that gives you kind of the curls at the top that curl back in towards your head. Okay? Yeah? Makes any sense or not? Yes, are you all listening to me? Because I didn't get an answer. Okay. Now, I'm going to do this really fast, so it's not going to necessarily look as good on me. But we got to get to you guys trying it, because that's really where you learn it. Okay? So, the next part on makeup is you want to generally wash your face so you don't have any makeup on to begin with. Okay? If you have makeup on tonight, don't worry about it, unless you really want to wash your face. And then just get to it. Like tonight, I have a little bit of makeup on. I'm going to go with it. Okay, so generally when you do this, you're going to be tan, so it's not going to look as strange as it will probably will tonight. Okay? Especially mine, because usually when I tan, I get pretty dark before I would do a competition, so I had to buy makeup that was really dark. Wow. because
Yeah.
that's how dark I would get, okay? When you spread it on, it doesn't go on quite that dark, okay? But first, I mean, really it's gonna look funny. You just want to, I really like the wedges myself to get it on your face. It's much easier and it spreads smoother, so I'm gonna show you how to do this, sorry. But really you just want to, I usually put on a bunch and then smooth it out in a second, okay? So I'm gonna grab my short mirror so I can, okay? Now, if you guys have like blemishes, those unsightly red marks, you can get some of that green stuff. I don't know if you guys have used that before, but there's the green type of, what do you call it, makeup or whatever, that will cover up the red marks and make it, you can't see it. As you do this too, you take it all the way into your hairline, okay? Because if you don't, then you'll start getting this white line. So you want to put it all the way in, so it's so much fun. Okay? If you forgot to tan your ears, crazy enough, you have to tan your ears sometimes. Then you'll want to put some makeup on your ears, because otherwise your ears look white. Do that tonight.
Do we have to turn our part?
I wouldn't worry so much about the part sometimes. If you, unless you're conscientious of your part, then you can put makeup in your part. I'm not as worried about that as like where it's right next to the curly type stuff. Now once you do this, you're going to have to hairspray your hair again at the end, because you're messing with it right now. That's alright. Okay, Emily, you grab the door. Much as I love the mark right now. Okay, so make sure you get all that all around. Make sure you get underneath your chin. And this one you'll start spreading it down onto your neck too, because you want to blend it in so that you don't have just like this stark difference. Especially if you're not tan, like when we're doing assemblies, we don't necessarily require you guys to tan. We do require you to do makeup generally. So you want to try and blend it into your neck so it's not just tan, white. Yeah? Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So it looks a little bit more natural, although it's not perfectly natural. Go figure. Okay. Alright, I'm going to call that good enough, although I would have done more if I was performing. Okay. Your next thing will be your powder. This is not as. Okay. Powder on top of the foundation, obviously. Go figure. Okay, so you want to smooth it. Now I use more powder on my neck than I do foundation. So powder seems to me like it's easier to blend onto my neck. Okay? So that's where I'll actually get kind of. Now if you get too crazy, take a Kleenex and adjust. I really like Kleenex. So I keep a pack in my. So I always have it, because I'll use it to fix my eyeliner here in a sec too. Or if you get mascara on yourself in the wrong spot. Next. Mascara stays going. Okay. Alright. Okay, like I said, I do a better job than if I was performing. Next one, let's see here. What did I put in the order here? Eyeliner, yep, that's right. Okay, so generally when I do eyeliner, I like pencils. That's why I have you guys get pencils, because it gives a thicker line. The wet liquid ink type stuff gives you a really skinny line. We like thicker lines because we want it seen from the back of her room, okay? So, I'll pull my eye out from the corner, and that just makes it easier to do. Now, a lot of stuff we do in here with makeup and hair is based on the center of your eye, the pupil or the color, which is the cornea, I think? Iris? Iris. Okay, good. So, in this case, we're going to do it kind of from the inside edge of the color out, okay? So I don't want you to come all the way into the corner here and go out. Do it kind of from the inside edge, which is like 3/4 in, all the way out, okay? But when you go all the way out, you also don't want to take it so far out that you have like cattails or 60s cat eye. Okay, so now that's too far. So that's when I would grab my Kleenex. Normally I'd have long nails, but that one broke. Shoot. But you wrap it around your finger, and you can just take it right off. Okay, and I can fix it with that really easy. So, and I'll fill in underneath. Oh, I made my line jump. Okay, so if you don't have a straight line, you use your Kleenex to make it a straight line. Okay, same thing with the bottom. So I didn't come all the way down to the corner because when you do come all the way down to the corner, then it makes your eye look smaller, closed. Okay, and ballroom, we want your eyes to look very open. Okay, so on the bottom, I'm going to do the same thing across. Okay,
So we'll open it for.
here's a little more. Ken, will you grab the door? I'm not sure. He has a key. Never mind. Never mind. Sorry.
Okay.
If he wanted to come in, he could open the door. I think he was just making fun of me.
Okay.
Okay, you may sit down. Okay, I'm also on the bottom. I'm not going right up next to my eyelashes, nor am I going on the inside of my eyelashes. I've seen some girls do that, and that's not what we're doing here. Okay. Where are you leaving? Okay. Then. Okay. Oh, not perfect, but that's the idea. Okay. And then next, let's see here. I'm actually gonna do eyeshadow first. Okay. Now, if you guys look at your eyeshadows, yours look different than mine. I have 3. You have 4. Okay. So this is the older style. I wish they still made it, but they don't. Okay, so on yours, I believe it is about the darkest shade. What did I say? Nope, nope, nope. So on your guys, is it second to the darkest? Is your base color? Yep. Yeah. So if you'll hold that up and show them, Callie, it's the yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Third one down, basically. Okay, so you're going to take that color. I'll do this really fast. And you're going to spread it all over. Whoa, all over your eye on this one. Okay, so it's going to be all your whole eyelid. Okay. Both sides, whole eyelid, all the way up. Okay, so you want to kind of follow the ridge of your nose. You don't necessarily want to put it on your nose. Okay. Some people get a little too crazy. You're going to put on more than you think. Inevitably, I'm going to tell everybody you need more. Okay? Most of you like to put it on really thin. When I'm rubbing the brush on this stuff, I'm rubbing it like 4 or 5 times and then smearing it on. Okay? And then I go back for like seconds and thirds. Okay, it's got to be thick, guys, especially to show up dark enough for what we're after. And then second of all, to make it last your sweat and everything else you're going to put it through. Okay, you will want to bring your makeup to every show that you do so that you can touch up, especially when we do long days of competition. Okay, now on the darkest shade is what you're going to do next. And you do it kind of in the crease of your eye and out, and then I'll kind of fill in a little bit more. Okay? But I'm not taking my finger and smearing. Okay? I'm leaving it on pretty stark at the moment. Okay. Let's see. side. Okay, so I get both kind of in the crease. Now if I get too crazy and I get too high, I can take my base color and take it back down. Okay, and just kind of fix it that way. Now your lightest color, almost white, kind of pinky, you're going to take that and see how I kind of have this arch in my eyebrow out on my brow bone. That's where I'm going to put my white part. Okay. Awesome. Okay, now each of you will have to deal with your own eye shape to make this work, but it is possible. Like I said, rub it 3 or 4 or 5 times, then put it on, go back for seconds, then maybe you have enough. Maybe not. Chances are, your first several times doing it, probably not. Okay? Even some of you, your 3rd year into this, you need more. Have I ever heard that from me? You need more. Happy you're in there. Okay? Alright. That's the general idea. And I'll take the white out a little bit farther than I did the rest. And I can also make the white smooth this out better. Because I will kind of maybe blend the edge a little so I don't have this just stark stop at the edge of my eye. But I'm not going to necessarily blend it up and down with my finger by rubbing it together or rubbing the line out. Okay? I mean, somewhat of a stark difference is not bad in this situation. Okay? There's a quick version of that. Okay. You will still need to do mascara even though you're going to have fake eyelashes on too. Okay? Because the more eyelashes you have, the better. Okay? So you'll do your mascara. Make sure that's on top and bottom. Okay? Really quick. I messed it up. Let's figure Kleenex. Okay, better. Perfect. Let's see here. So after you do your mascara, then I'm going to do blush. Where's my finger? There it is. Okay, I like a bigger brush. Ideally, even bigger than this is better. Okay. These tiny little brushes they put in here, not worth putting in there practically. So when you do this, you have your cheekbone, okay? Then you have kind of a hollow in your cheek or whatnot right there. It's kind of this triangle look. So it's kind of below the brow bone, maybe a little bit onto it, and then into back to your ear. Don't go too far down, don't go too far up. Okay, you gotta be kind of careful. So as you do it, you're remembering. So I can look at it, you want to do it. Okay, this one you do probably want a little softer edges on, so it's not just a stark line. But you don't want to sit there and blend it so much that your foundation and your blush looks like it's the same. Now, some people do that. They'll sit there and rub it to the point that there's no color difference. Okay? Good enough. Get the idea. And then, make sure I do this in the order that I have it on. Okay, generally, you want to do lipstick. I would like everything done before you come all the way down through eyelashes. You will generally, if you do that, you will generally need to refresh your lipstick before you perform. Okay, that's almost basically a given. Especially with medleys, you're always going to be refreshing.
Oh.
Okay? My lipstick is way darker than yours because it goes with my costumes. If you do open, you're going to have a whole lot more
Color.
leeway in some of the stuff you need to do. But if you're dancing a team event the same day, you gotta be ready in time for the team event in the manner that I want you ready in. But if you're doing syllabus, you're a little more restricted. Great thing, Kleenex. You can fix anything, including your lipstick. I don't like lip liner, so I don't use it. If you like lip liner, you can use it as long as it matches. Good enough. Okay. Eyelashes, funnest of all. Okay. There. All right, your eyelashes can last a long time, at least a year or more, if you take care of them. So I put them back in the box. Okay, don't throw your box away. You can also clean them off by, once you've used them several times, you can pull the glue off, especially if you have fingernails. You can pull the glue patches off and use them again. Okay, now when you do this, grab it by the lashes like I'm doing. And you want to make sure that there is a little extra glue on the both ends. But then you want a thin strip of glue all the way across. And when you put them on, you don't want to put them on right on top of your own eyelashes. That'll hurt later. Voila. You pull them off. But you do want them as close to your own eyelash line as possible so that you don't look like you really are wearing two sets. Okay, so when I do it, I'll hold it by the lashes. And I'll usually try and lay the inside, which is going to be usually your shorter side. You'll have a shorter and a longer. Longer goes towards the outside. I'll try and lay the shorter side in first, and then roll it out to the outside. Each person kind of has their own way of just learning to do it on themselves. I have two different eye shapes, unfortunately, so life's a little harder for me. So I have to make kind of the two look the same by messing with the different positions. This mirror could be a lot cleaner. Oh, before I do it, don't put it too far in, because then it's going to be jabbing you in the nose and messing with your inside of your eye, and that hurts. Okay, so it's better to, once again, put your eyelashes to the kind of the edge of the color and then out. Okay, it's better to have more on the outside than jabbing you in the corner of the eye.
Don't put too much glue on it.
Yeah, be careful with that too.
No.
Too much glue is not better. You want just right. Now I'll take my finger and press it down, and I can slide it around slightly while it's still wet. I haven't got it quite in the right spot. And you want to make sure that both ends are down. Okay? And then I also won't completely, for me, I won't completely follow the curve of my eye and go down because that hurts too. I'll take the edge and actually pull it out and let it go out. Okay. These are the funnest things to wear, as you'll all find out.
You feel like a princess.
After a while, I don't even realize they're on.
Yeah. After a while, you'll get used to it. Unless they're jabbing you in the nose, and then you won't get used to it. You might as well pull it off and do it again. Okay. Give it a minute to dry. Okay. Second one on. Yeah. Again, this is just going to take practice for most of you. Okay, putting it on a few times and you'll get good on it. At it. Okay, your turn. Go. If you do open, you can also add sparkles to your hair, to your face. But if you're doing syllabus, you can't. There's some of you who should be doing syllabus. If it's your first year on team, you're probably doing syllabus. If it's not your first year on team, and it's not your first year dancing, probably should be towards the